Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome. I have glasses on. I can see now.
You can see now?
I can see now because I was down there. Yeah.
We're not going to be talking about seeing. We're going to be talking about hearing.
Hearing.
Dr. Matthew Taylor is here to talk about hearing and what you specifically do. Now, you've been doing this for quite a few years.
A long time. If you
Long
count
time?
college, about 15 years.
Okay.
15 years,
Yeah.
well, good.
Yeah.
You came in and took over a current or a business that was currently here, established, and
Yep.
and you're just expanding that business. And you brought some show and tell. And we just love show and tell. It gives us a reason to focus on something else besides talking. And let's talk about hearing first off. What your business does is try to help people that don't hear properly.
That's right. I fix broken hearing.
You fix the broken hearing.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. As I tell my daughter, I'm going to fix your listener too.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, then, technically, after a certain age, doesn't everyone lose a certain amount of hearing?
Believe it or not, starting in our 30s, we slowly start to lose hearing every time we put a candle on the birthday cake.
And that's everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
That's everybody.
That's all of
Okay.
us.
But people who are exposed to loud noises, like on the job, and I have a question which I've talked to with hearing experts before. Everybody runs around with the iPod things in their ears all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got those things. I listen to audiobooks back and forth from work, and then when I run, I've got my iPod. How much damage am I doing?
You can do quite a bit if you're not careful with the volume level. That's why if you notice on a lot of things now, like Walkmans or iPods now, they have limiters that can be set. And I've even seen things on my kids' toys that I can set, because that's been a
good.
problem too with kids' toys, and of course where the kids put it.
Oh, yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
The loud rings and
But
stuff.
some of those tunes are so awesome to listen to that you kind of get carried away, don't you?
But I've noticed my hearing is probably not as good as
Yeah,
it
probably
used
isn't.
to be, because I've always got something ahead. So these are your standard hearing aids, correct?
Yep, I brought a display showing some of the different sizes that we now have available. Very small. I mean, they can be very discreet.
Are they
know.
the same quality?
They can all have the same type of circuitry to some extent. Some of them only have certain types of insides available. Basically now they contain a computer inside.
Wow.
Cool.
It's a computer that helps you hear.
And there's batteries that power these too, is that
Yes,
correct?
yeah,
Okay.
the smaller the instrument, the smaller the battery.
That would literally be invisible tucked in someone's ear, right?
And that's actually what we call it. We call it the Invisibel. We've
'Cause
had it
would
since
just-
May.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And it does fit down in there very deep.
That's not, what, a ½ inch wide?
Yeah, that's pretty small. I mean, that's
Yeah.
as deep as you can get into
Okay.
the ear. And, you know, some people, they're concerned about discreetness.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you look around today, everybody's got a gadget on.
Right.
Everybody's got a
Things
gadget
on.
on their ear.
Yeah.
Just tell them it's your phone.
Exactly,
that-
yeah.
yeah,
That's my
sometimes-
Bluetooth going
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
this is more what I remember seeing, like my grandfather used to wear a hearing aid, right?
Yep, that's your more standard in-the-ear type that we've had for a while.
Now, this being around for quite a while, is this better hearing than this unit here?
Exactly,
or
because
not?
why wouldn't everybody want to go with the little bitty one?
Well, actually, the deeper you go in the ear canal, the more we're using the natural property of the ear.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's better.
Yeah, it is.
better, okay.
Better sound quality. The more you fill the ear up, the less you're using, you know, what God gave us out here.
Okay.
So you think eventually there aren't going to be any of these anymore then?
Well, it's hard to say. There's still need for those. Like I have patients that have severe arthritis or macular
Okay.
degeneration, so they need something that's easier to handle.
Okay.
So you still have those instances where the need is there for each one of them.
Yeah. Are those hearing aids still have that thing where if you get something too close, it goes, it makes that weird noise?
The feedback.
The feedback, yeah.
We've battled that for a long time, but now with special circuitry, anti-feedback circuitry, it's not a problem
eliminates
like
It's
it
not
was.
a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much
But now,
better.
what about these then?
Those go up behind the ear. This one here that's kind of gold colored, that's actually an open fit type of instrument. There's very little that actually goes down in the ear, just the speaker.
Just this part?
There's a little speaker that's attached to the wire. It's not on that one.
Okay.
I don't have one there with me, but it's very discreet. Leaves the ear canal as open as we possibly can. So actually, as far as comfort, it can be better for some folks because you're not bottling the ear up. They don't hear their voice bottled up inside.
Okay.
So
Are
it's more
these the
comfortable.
kind of things, like some people, I have no trouble hearing you, but if there's lots of background noise and they say I
Yeah.
can't hear.
Yeah.
So is that someone who doesn't really need a hearing aid per se, but if there's all kinds of, my mom, my mother-in-law, both, you go out to a restaurant, if it's a very loud restaurant, Judy will just say, hey, you know, I can't hear a thing anybody says to you. But she can hear you fine if you're just sitting talking to her.
Yeah, usually one-on-one most people do okay. You get somewhere large, loud, and crowded, and they start to have problems with clarity.
Okay.
They can hear but not understand is typically what I hear.
And that's what these do. They filter out that background noise.
Well, there's no way to eliminate it, but it does help to pull the voices out better. Some of the new circuitry we call active noise control helps to pull the voices out from the background noise better.
Okay.
I know some people that have normal hearing that are wearing those to hear better in noise.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense.
So just not for those that are hearing impaired.
For people out there that are considering something like this, and I would think most of your patients that have never seen you before say, well, I hear just fine.
Yeah.
But they don't.
But they really don't. Everyone else around them says, this guy doesn't know how, he can't hear at all.
Usually it's, you know, everybody else will notice it, maybe not you
Yeah.
until there's an event, and then patients will tell me, you know, this happened, so I decided to come in now.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Wow. Now, what about
yeah,
these?
let's talk about the
Dan
other
asked
things.
about these. These are
Okay.
the kind of things that, first thing Dan said was, do you wear that to watch TV? And you said, yes, I have 2 small children at home. I do.
Yeah.
So Dr. Taylor has admitted it. So that's what this is, right?
Yep, both of those are devices that can be connected to the TV and transmit from the TV directly to the headpiece, and it goes underneath the chin.
Oh, underneath the chin. Okay, good. So I wouldn't embarrass myself by putting it on. I have a girlfriend who has one of these, and she listens to it on her treadmill because she said the treadmill makes so much noise that she can't hear the television. And she said she just disrupts the whole house, so she bought one of these. And she said, I get on the treadmill and I can watch TV, and so she uses it for exercise purposes, and
Yeah.
her hearing's just fine.
Okay.
Yep, but that's what both of those are for. The one you have on uses infrared to send the signal from the transmitter to the headset. This other one here, it uses an FM signal, so you could actually get up to 100 feet away from the TV in any direction and still pick up the TV.
Wow.
So it's a little bit different than the infrared. You've
awkward.
got to be in line
there
of
I am.
sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you brought a telephone here. Is this especially made for people that have hard time hearing?
Yes, we have special assistive devices like for the TV, also for the telephone. This is an amplified cordless telephone. It has different levels that can be adjusted.
So it's not a speakerphone per se. right?
This one can be both,
both, okay.
actually. It's got a volume control here. This one also has a boost button, and let me tell you, that really, if you're normal hearing, you don't want to have it up there and hit the boost button
Okay.
because there's a lot of power there. You notice that the antennas are clear. They have lights inside of them that blink when the phone's ringing to also help the person recognize that, you know, there's a phone call coming through. We also have devices for doorbells, blinkers in the car. I mean, there are so many different assistive devices if we need them.
Well, let's talk about what someone would do if they wanted to come and see you.
Okay.
What would be the first thing you would take a test? I would assume to see
Yep.
where they're at audibly.
First thing we're going to do is talk with them about what's going on and what their needs are. We take a look down in their ears, and they can see it up on a TV screen. You know, right there if we've got a wax blockage or
Well, I was going
whatever's
to say,
going
could there
on.
just be an obstruction there? That
Sometimes.
Okay.
And we clear that out and everything's fine.
Okay.
Then we do some testing to make sure that the parts of their ears that their medical doctor could treat, you know, we want to make sure those are healthy. If we find an abnormality there, we're going to refer them out for medical treatment. If, you know, that looks good, we're going to put them in the booth, run through your standard hearing tests like the pure tones, the beeping, you know, that you guys were talking about earlier.
yeah.
We're going to do word testing because I'm concerned with how they're communicating with others.
They could be
You
pretty
know.
good at lip reading by that point, right?
Yep. So we hold the paper up and
Okay,
hide our
all
lips
right.
and
okay.
you know,
Well,
check
that's
that
no
out.
cheating.
You know, yeah,
Like,
they're not
no
going to get away with
cheating.
that. No.
Okay.
No. So, but I'm concerned with how well they're hearing and understanding friends, loved ones. So we're going to do a bunch of tests in the booth to learn the degree of hearing loss, how severe it is, what tones are affected the most, and then we're going to structure treatment around that. Again, if it looks like it's medical, we're going to refer them out for medical treatment and clearance. If it looks permanent in nature, like it's neural damage, you know, then we're going to talk about hearing instruments, and if they feel that they're ready for that, then we're going to talk about it further.
And you work pretty closely with their physician or their surgeon
Yes,
or whatever.
you know, if we need to refer them out, you know, a lot of times we'll call and say, hey, I need this person to get in to see you. This is what I'm finding. But that's where we start along the journey. There's a lot involved. Getting a hearing instrument is not the end. It's actually the beginning.
Right.
because we have to go through a lot of training of the brain to get used to dealing with all the sound again, because it didn't go away overnight most of the time. It's very gradual. So bringing that back, we got to retrain the brain on how to deal with those sounds and recognize words again. And it takes practice, time, and patience.
Okay.
So there's a lot involved with it.
So they have to be proactive with their recovery or their treatment or whatever.
Yeah, and we structure a service program for them. I mean, we just don't fit them with the instrument and say, well, you know, if you have a problem, come back and see us. Yeah, that's right. No, we set up follow-up appointments, which are included with the instruments, and we see them on a regular basis. Once we get to a point where I'm happy, they're happy, then we start seeing them at least every 3 months. And we'll clean out their ears, clean and check the instruments, make any adjustments. And if they need us in between, all they have to do is call.
And there's maintenance that goes along with this. I'm sure that you have to consider the battery, and also earwax maybe getting in there, and you might have to clean that out.
Yep, we teach them how to clean them. Of course, they can only do so much. That's another reason we do the checkups, because we can go in and clean things out deeper. So very important to do the follow-up.
Well, Matthew, thank you so much for coming out. You know, the whole focal point of this is to get the word out to the local people that alternatives for Christmas shopping, holiday giving.
That would go with these.
That would go with those, and maybe even a phone. This would be a great unique gift for somebody.
But like I said, something like this, that my girlfriend listens when she's on her treadmill. This is how she hears the television set. Does it have to be hooked to a television, or if I took that to the gym, would it automatically pick up a television, or does it have to be a recorder on the television?
You've got to have a transmitter.
Okay,
You've
so
got
it's
to have
only
some
at
kind
home
of transmitter
that I would be able to use that. I couldn't take it with me.
Unless they had an FM transmission system hooked into the audio system.
Okay. So use those for your treadmill or your elliptical or something at home, or to hear it when your 3-year-old's running around the house screaming.
Yep. I'm familiar with that.
Matthew Taylor, Dr. Matthew Taylor from Taylor Hearing and Balance. Check out him. He's got the phone number and more information at the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here, and have a happy holiday.
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes.
And we'll get you both scheduled to come in and get tested, right?
And we're going to do it on camera.
All right.
I want to do it on camera.
We'll do it.
Right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, up next, we have Brendan Shea from Shea's Appliances. We'll be seeing him in just a few minutes. Stay with us.